It is graduation season. Remember those days? You know, the tassel being shifted from one side to the other. The graduation photos have been posted. And now comes one of life's biggest transitions. For the class of 2026, it's time to navigate all the financial firsts that come with adulthood. From budgeting and saving to retirement plans and student loan payments. And for parents, it's often a balancing act between offering guidance and letting the graduates spread their wings.
That's right. Here with some smart money strategies for both grads and their families is Rodney Williams, co-founder of Solo Funds and personal finance expert. Thanks so much for being with us, Rodney. Appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my daughter refers to this because she's a sort of recent graduate, 2 years out. She calls this adulting, right? And so we're talking about spending, budgeting tips for the recent grads because, you know, these are good reminders for all of us. And you say the foundation of all of this is a strict budget.
It's a strict budget. It's interesting that the same tips I'm going to give students is we should all take those same tips as well. But let's first start with a good budget. That's the best thing you can do to set your foundation. Your budget is going to allow you to create savings. It's going to allow you to manage your resources, and it's going to allow you to create a plan. And this is the best part of this journey of becoming an adult. But let's start with a budget first. That would be the first tip for sure.
Okay. And then building an emergency fund. I mean, we hear this a lot, but why for a young person just starting out?
Right. Aren't we their emergency fund?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Second thing is definitely to take those savings and from the budget to ultimately build an emergency fund. Now, what is an emergency fund? These are resources that you're going to put away in case something bad happens. That could be a flat tire on the way to work. That could be an unplanned expense. But the reality is that it's an emergency fund, so you're not dependent on borrowing money or doing something that you don't want to do because of that emergency.
You know, and student loans are such a big part of anybody's budget. Even as adults, they pay them for decades sometimes after they graduate. What is it that new grads need to understand, and the parents who may have been co-signers on this and get holding the bag?
Well, it's probably a good time to get familiar with the terms of those student loans.
Yeah.
At this point in time, post-graduation, you're going to have to start repaying those loans. Those loans have many different terms that I think you and your parents should get familiar with. As an example, in the event you do not start working immediately, there's things that you can do to delay payments of your student loans, or in some instances, you're going to have to start paying immediately. But both of these things take into factor when you're starting with that original budget.
You know, the one thing I do remember when I was in college is how many of my friends, including myself, got a credit card.
Uh-oh.
So,
free money.
I mean, it seems like a really exciting rite of passage, right? To get your own credit card?
And that's what you should not do. I was one of those guys as well. So guys and gals. So do not rely on credit cards. It can be a setup for something that you do not want to get yourself in. What I would say is, you know, you started with that budget, you understand your student loans, you've created an emergency loan. In the event you do want to start to build credit, a credit card is a good choice, but it needs to be strategic and it needs to not be a part of your spending habit. It should be specifically for building credit. It should be specifically for establishing what they call a credit file, not to be used as part of your options when you're going out on the weekends.
And that's where we go back to the first thing that we were talking about, which is the budget. You've got a budget for all of the spending and talk about what you're putting on the card. And then I think something that all of us, if we could go back in time and talk to our younger selves, we would say, invest in your retirement starting now.
Yes. You know, the best thing you can do is start to invest. As a younger me, you kind of think that you have time to invest, or maybe I'm going to invest when I get that great job.
Yeah.
The reality is even small amounts of investing when you're really young compound over time. And that's the mindset. It could be a few dollars a month.
Yeah.
It could be tens of dollars a month. But start now, start early. I will tell you there's some great fintechs out there where you can start to do things on your own, like Robinhood as an example. These are do-it-yourself apps where you can start to trade on the stock market. But many options are available.
All right. All great advice, Rodney. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate you.
And we appreciate you being here for our Picks Financial Fix. Good stuff.